What is man that you are mindful of him and willing to give him your love? A true example of how we should love. Your acts of kindness and compassion are such glorious sights to behold. Your love never ends or fails in the midst of heartache and pain. You decide to comfort and restore the broken. Never have I met a friend willing to lay down their life, only you alone. Even though you reign supreme, you cared enough to get off your throne and humble yourself to love us. How great and how deep is your love. We didn't deserve it, but you loved us regardless. You surrounded the lost and lonely with love and comfort. There is so much to learn from your love. Inspiration strikes every part of my being when I am in your presence. While we were still stained by sin, you laid down your life for us, so that we might live in love. No greater love has the world seen or witnessed. Your love is perfect, pure and kind. Blessed are those who experience you. Love has a name. Jesus.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. Submission to God. Interesting subject. Some of you will know my friend Phil. Now Phil came through my rehab 14, 15 years ago. He's done well. He's led many people to Christ and he's discipled them. He'll shortly become a pastor, but for a while he was in full-time ministry at Park Prison. Let me tell you something that happened when he worked there. He's got a room full of prisoners and he's going to share the gospel with them. One of the prisoners looks familiar. It's a guy called, we'll call him Sid. And Sid came through my rehab centre about the same time as Phil. They knew each other from there. The meeting starts and one of the inmates asks Phil, "What difference does knowing Jesus make in your life?" And before Phil can answer, Sid speaks. He says, "Here's the difference. He fully submitted his life to God and see where he is now. I didn't. See where I am." It's interesting, isn't it? They should meet up like that after all these years and that question would come up. I have to wonder what the chances of that happening by accident are. Now, it's not that Sid wasn't interested in God, he was. Even got baptized. But there is a world of difference between being interested in God and what Sid himself described as being fully submitted to him. Here's a rough guide to that difference. Those who are fully submitted to God will reach their full potential as human beings. They will become people who reflect the character of Christ. They will have love and compassion and faithfulness. They will serve and bless others. They will minister, and they will do that in Christ's strength and in Christ's power. And when it's game over, they will live in unimaginable joy in God's presence forever. And those who are only interested in God will not. They won't be doing any of those things. Let me tell you about Sid's problem. Sid's problem was that he wanted God as a lifestyle accessory rather than as his life. He wanted God to be the great sugar daddy in the sky, the one who protects him from the consequences of his own actions, the one who make his life comfortable. Sid wanted to retain control of his life, and he wanted God to step in only when things went pear-shaped. My friend Phil, on the other hand, submitted his life to God on the basis of what God had already done for him, the death and resurrection of Christ. No preconditions about how his life should pan out, just unconditional surrender to the God who loves him. Now, Sid's attitude to God is remarkably common, even in churches. I won't lie to you. It is so easy to get sidetracked by life's hopes and dreams, life's problems and issues. In the parable of the sower, Jesus describes this process where the cares and concerns of this world choke the life out of people. And yes, God is interested in what's going on in your life. He has a better grasp of your situation than you have yourself. And he might well intervene. But more than that, he wants you to want him more than you want your problems sorted. Not unreasonable, considering what he's already done for you. God bless and stay safe.
so great in power and glory.